today, as it's Zero Waste Week, I thought I would share my little haul with a slight difference because I tried to make extra efforts to get fruit and vegetables and anything I could actually in less packaging. And so I'll show you how I got on. I spent, for three of us for a week, as my daughter is here, I spent £45.63. So I spent quite a lot. I felt like I had to buy quite a lot this week because I've done kind of a scratch shop for the last 2 weeks. So this is the produce that I managed to get loose or in the little vegetable bags that Lidl sell. And this is all of it, the rest of it, which is like the very bulk of it, that is still quite heavily packaged, particularly the meat, the yoghurt. It's a shame I couldn't have got carrots loose, but they didn't have them as an option. They didn't have any salad as an option either, or potatoes. So only baking potatoes were loose actually. So yeah, so I'll go through it in detail anyway. So this just gives you an overview for now. Hello, I'm Shoestring Jay and welcome back to my channel. As it's Zero Waste Week this week, I thought I would go to Lidl to do my normal shop and see if I could avoid as much packaging as possible. So I'll show you how I got on. I've just showed you the basic table full of my stuff. I need to get it done quickly and get it in the fridge because it's a very hot day today. That's why I'm looking a bit sweaty and dishevelled. So one thing that I did notice straight away is, as I knew already actually, that wherever you try to buy your loose fruit and veg from, you end up paying more, which is really irritating because you think, well, there's no packaging, so why am I paying more? So I know there's a logic in there somewhere for the supermarkets. I'm just not sure what it is. So if you know, let me know in the comments below. I spent £45.63 overall, and that's for three of us for a week. And we had very little in the house because I'd had two lodgers in the house and I had no space in the fridge. So I thought this is a very good opportunity just to use up what we've got. I can't fit very much in the fridge. Now I'm back to one lodger, even though I've got my daughter back, so it's just as full as before. So I thought this is a good time to sort of stock up on some things. So some of this is going to last us more than a week. Anyway, so let's get on. I'll start with the fresh stuff first. So I bought 2 red peppers loose. So they're 42p each. If I had bought a bag of 3 different coloured ones in plastic, I would have got them for 82p. So you can see that that's more expensive straight away. And I was also going to get a bag of almonds, just because I like snacking on almonds. So I ended up buying probably more than I would have got if I just bought the individual bag. I was surprised these were loose. They're salted roasted almonds, so I think they're really nice actually. They were £1.30 per 100 grams, and I actually bought, what did I buy? Let's see how much I actually paid for them. Almonds. I actually paid £2.94 for these, so it is quite a large bag. So, but they are, again, they're more expensive. because I forgot to actually look to see what the almonds were in bags, but they're about the same price as these mixed nuts, which are 179. I think they're thereabouts. These are 179 for 200 grams. So you can see again, you know, it's cheaper to buy it in plastic packaging, which is annoying. I had to buy 2 more of Lidl's bags. I had 2 in my handbag, but I actually needed more today, so I bought 2 more. They cost 49p for 2. So, but they'll get used again and again and again. I was going to buy broccoli, and I thought, well, actually, all of the broccoli. Oh gosh, this is really heavy. All of the broccoli comes wrapped in plastic, and there was this massive cabbage which wasn't wrapped in plastic, obviously. So this loose white cabbage cost £45 a kilogram, which meant that I paid 93 pence for this. I could have got quite a large head of broccoli for 65 pence. So this is probably a similar price, because I think that there's so much of this that it's going to last quite a few meals. So that will work out about the same. Tomatoes. I didn't need many tomatoes. We are getting given tomatoes still, but I don't have any at the moment from anybody I know who's growing them. So I bought 4 of these loose vine tomatoes. Now these were £2.18 a kilogram loose. I could have got a kilogram of the ones that I usually buy, which are a big family pack of tomatoes. That would have cost me £1.69 for the kilogram. I obviously didn't buy a kilogram here, and these, in actual fact, for these 4, cost me £1.16. So again, would have been cheaper to buy the other ones. These do look quite good though, having said that. They're probably much tastier. They had on special, again, the other thing I was going to buy, I had planned to buy broccoli and kale, but I changed to fit in with what I could actually find loose. They had these corn on the cobs, because they're in season and they were on special, they were 25p each. So I bought 3 of those. So I bought that instead of some kale. I can't remember how the kale was about £1.20 for quite a small bag. So I think these are quite a good value, and they're a real treat, aren't they? Corn on the cob in season is delicious. What else did I get loose? So I didn't need any bananas. I've still got some. I did need to get some fruit, and I thought I would stick with fruit that I could get loose. I'll show you at some point during this video the fruit aisle and what you could see loose. I didn't obviously buy all of it. I actually chose some kiwis. I bought 4 kiwis. Now these were 22p each loose, and I could have got 4 packaged for £1.19. So that's okay, isn't it? That's actually, I won on those. They were actually cheaper, but the ones in the packaging were ripe, and these are really rock hard, so I'm going to have to wait a little bit for those. But that was the only thing really that I won on. And the other thing I got was some sweet potatoes. I didn't need a lot of sweet potatoes, so I wouldn't have bought them in a packet because I wouldn't have used them. So these ones, well, not individually, you could have got really big ones, but they were £1.19 each, and I thought, well, I don't need one that large. These little ones, they worked out at £1.09 per kilogram. If I had got them wrapped, they would have been 89p per kilogram. So again, much cheaper if you buy it in packaging. It's very frustrating, this, isn't it? I've mentioned in another video that I've started buying this sourdough bread. I'm actually trying not to eat bread. I'm trying to go low carb. You'll see when I go through the rest of my shopping that I've bought a lot of quite high fat things. So I've bought bread really because my daughter's here and Justin, they both eat bread, and we do have, I think, probably a loaf in the freezer as well of the same stuff. So I bought this sourdough bread. Didn't put it in a plastic bag, which I could have done, but their bakery does offer you loose options at least. The sourdough bread was, I think it's £1.59. Crusty sourdough, £1.59 for that, and it really is nice. I recommend it, but I'm trying not to eat it. So you've seen in some of my previous videos where I did hauls, I was trying to eat plant-based. I really want to eat plant-based. I'm so frustrating that I can't do vegan food. I can't do a vegan diet because my stomach was so upset. I mean, you know, I was legging it to the loo. You just don't want that to happen to you, do you? So without giving you too much more information, it just doesn't suit me. I can't eat lots of raw vegetables. I can't eat lots of pulses. I'm allergic to soy. It's just, you know, this is so hard for me to eat like that. But I do find it frustrating. And the diet that suits me best from the point of view of having fibromyalgia, which definitely, my diet definitely affects fibromyalgia, and IBS, is quite a high fat, high protein diet, but with lots of fresh stuff as well. So I do try to eat lots of vegetables, but I just don't tend to eat a lot of vegetables raw. So I have gone back to that. It is more expensive, but I still think it's possible to do it on a budget. It's not as ethical. I can't afford to buy um, all of my meat free range and organic. I really wish I could. If I had lots more money, I definitely would do that, but it's just not an option to me. I have to be realistic. So I'll show you what I did buy anyway. So because I'll be snacking and I'm trying not to eat crackers, I just have a bit of brie with maybe with some of the chopped tomatoes. Um, I like I do like brie. I didn't mean to buy the reduced fat one. It's 79p. I meant to buy the full fat one. Never mind. And then Greek yogurt, I often have this for breakfast when I'm eating low carb. So I cut the cereal and I'll have this. That's 1.39 for quite a large tub, 500 grams. I bought two of those. I bought some thyme just because we had some fresh thyme, but it all seems to have died. I'm not quite sure what's happened there. So I've gone for dried thyme, which is 69p. That will last for absolutely ages. Because both me and my daughter can't stomach too much lactose, we always have lactose-free milk, and it is a boon in Lidl and Aldi because it's so much cheaper than it is elsewhere. So it's 89p. I bought six of those because she literally guzzles milk. She would have a glass of milk where I'll have a glass of water. And I also, when I'm doing this kind of eating, I tend to have cream in my coffee in the morning. So I've bought two things of cream, pots of cream for 85p each. And these, I'd rather better do these and actually get them out of the way because they're defrosting. I bought some chicken breast fillets. That cost £3.30, and I think there's 5 chicken breasts in there. And I bought some fine green beans because it's just really useful towards the end of the week to have some frozen veg. I already have some peas. I don't like much frozen veg, but green beans and peas are acceptable to me, and they were 59p. So I'm actually going to get those in the freezer, and I will be back to you in a moment. So that's better. I've got those in the freezer. I was worried about those defrosting. I'm still drinking tea, even though it's a really hot day today. I drink tea whenever. So there were no options for carrots being loose, which is a shame. They're very cheap in there though. That big bag was 40p. I use carrots a lot, raw and cooked. Again, there was no possibility of buying any salad, although I did notice they had a couple of their £1.50 sort of boxes, which they do at the end of their life, and they did have. I was tempted because they did have some stuff in them, but the salad stuff was all really manky, and I just thought, nah, actually, I'm not going to today. I don't want that. It would have been package free. It didn't have any packaging in it, but I think it might have started with some packaging in it. That was 59p. The Remain Hearts. I like these because they stay fresh in the fridge for ages, and I'll mix those with grated carrots, some of the tomatoes, things like olives, maybe even some raw mushrooms. I like chucking all sorts in a salad, even having just said I don't eat too much raw fruit and veg. The only option they had for potatoes, as I said already, was the baking potatoes. I didn't want baking potatoes. I wanted some little new potatoes, and I probably again won't be eating these. I might eat some of them though because they're low GI. They're not too bad. They were 85 pence for those. That's a kilogram. My daughter likes squash. She drinks gallons of this stuff. I can't stand it myself. I would prefer water. That's 79p for that squash. It will last ages, so she'll go home and come back again. It's not like it's going to go off. It'll still be there for a while. Again, no mushrooms. I always used to try to buy my mushrooms. I think Sainsbury's and Tesco's do them still loose, and you can get them in a paper bag. Unfortunately, not these. They only come in plastic trays. So these, I want to eat a lot of mushrooms. When I'm eating low carb, I tend to have a lot of eggs and mushrooms and tomatoes type thing for lunch, or even for breakfast or brunch. They were £1.40, so I thought I'd buy a lot of those, and I'll use those. I love mushrooms. This is onto the meat. I didn't buy a lot of meat for us because we actually have some in the freezer already. But I did buy these for Archie. So because it's ridiculous having to buy chicken for your dog, but because he just literally eats hardly anything, there's a certain type of biscuit he will eat. Other dog food, it makes his tummy run. This is my dog. He is my dog. We have the same problems. He basically has IBS. So I generally make his dog food. So I'll cook up some chicken, cut it really, really finely, mix it with his biscuits to make him eat it, and then he will eat his biscuits as well, so that's good. And it doesn't upset his tummy. So I get 4 chicken legs from Lidl for 1.69. I've actually bought 3 of those, which will easily last him the week and probably beyond. I would like to try feeding him on some other things, but I spend a fortune buying pet food that he either won't eat or he will eat it, and it really upsets his tummy. So he's a bit of a nightmare. So I'm kind of sticking with chicken at the moment, just until he's simmered down a bit. I did buy us some sausages now. I've stopped buying processed meat, but I thought I really fancied some sausages this week, so I thought we'd have some. These were 1.99 for 6 outdoor bread sausages. So I could have bought the really cheap ones. These are gluten-free as well, so I could have bought the really cheap ones, but I thought, well, I eat them so little, I just don't want to buy rubbish sausages, so I bought those ones, gluten-free, as I say. And then the other meat that I bought was bacon. So these, because it lasts so long, bacon, I tend to buy the twin pack because it ends up cheaper. So that was £2.29 for a double pack of bacon. We've still got a little bit left in the freezer. I think, oh, I haven't done these. I always keep canned corn in the cupboard, and my stores are getting low of things like this, so I picked some up when I saw the small cans, because I don't really want the big cans that you get, and they often only do big cans. But 1.29 for 4. I think, oh no, look, these important things. I bought Justin a bottle of red wine. Apparently it's really healthy and good for him, so he has to have this. It was only £3.69. I find Lidl do some really nice wines, and some of them are really expensive, and you think they're going to be really rank because they're so cheap, and they're really not. So yeah, happy with that Cabernet Sauvignon for him. And because I've got some gin, if I want to have a drink this week, I'm not going to have wine because I am trying to do low carb. I bought some low calorie lemon tonic water. So I thought that would make a change and have a gin and tonic when I feel like a drink. That was 35 pence. So I think that's it. I think that's pretty much my haul for the week. So do you also find it frustrating that when you're trying to buy loose fruit and veg, you end up paying more, or that you have so few options when it comes to avoiding packaging? So if you haven't seen my video that I put out a few days ago, 36 ways to reduce your waste, I shall put a link below, so maybe take a look at that. And let me know your thoughts on the whole packaging thing and what we can do about it and what you do to try and avoid it. I guess the other thing I could do is, and I have done in the past, is gone into town on market day and bought fruit and veg from the market and taken my own produce bags, because that tends to be package free. Although I did notice the last time they rushed to try and put them in the little blue plastic bags, and I feel like I have to fight them off and say, stop, no, please, can you put them in my bags? So I could do that, but that does involve hoiking to town and parking charges and that kind of thing. So, and leaving Archie a long time, and he's a wimp and can't be left very long. So yeah, but anyway, let me know your thoughts below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And if you turn on your notifications, you'll know next time I put up a video. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.